YouTube has been having some technical problems today. It has nothing to do with me strictly, um, which is very annoying. What it is that YouTube Studio, which is where we access all the details that we use to maintain our account, is acting up on both the mobile and the desktop. And so we don't know what's going on. I reported the error, but I'm not the only one that has the error. So others have reported it too. Now, I didn't get a chance to fold my underwears today. So last week you got to see me sort patty socks. Well, I don't have any patty underwears. If you did, they're probably all gone. Yeah, I think Kyle the bleach brat got to him. Maybe he was trying to say that your ex-girlfriend wasn't worth the crap she was based on. And I guess that could be a topic in its own right. Not that I really want to talk about Patty that much. I'm more over it than some maybe, but I do find it kind of disturbing when I think of Patty. So right now I'm waiting for the YouTube app to load here so I can get the chat on the screen. Now, I'm not going to lie, we don't know if there's going to be any problem viewing the chat on the screen because of the issues with the database. So this whole video could be just not seen because of the situation on YouTube. It does say it's live, so I'm going to take a look at it and see if at least I see the chat coming up on the screen. Well, I see me anyway. And I do see the live chat. So let me change this to all messages. And so what exactly is YouTube doing? What is going on? I don't really know because I'll see what the symptoms are. Some of my videos show up in my database and then they disappear, and then they show up again, and then they disappear, and then they show up again and they disappear, or whole chunks of videos are missing. So I'm not sure what's going on. Now, I'm going to quickly just fold these underwears up because I do know that this kind of, I know they call these unmentionables for a reason, but I do got to get these folded. I mean, I did my socks last time, so the underwear shouldn't be any problem. If you're really, really worried about underwears. Some people actually said that they like the videos when they see me do generic stuff like this because it shows that I'm just as human as the rest of you are. But, you know. So about 5:30, I started noticing this problem. So I contacted Team YouTube. YouTube feedback. And I submitted a report, and I said, what's going on? And and I still didn't get any message back. So I got online with them, and I described what was going on. And the person said, well, apparently you're not the only one that's being affected. Right. It's just like when we lose power, if you let the utility company know, hey, we're without power too, after a storm, they can kind of develop a map of where the outages are, so maybe they can find or where the break in the wire is. So, same deal. Find out where the break in the wire is, and then they can send the line crews out to fix it. So it's the same with YouTube. So if they know, for example, that users say in certain email name range or whatever, or content or user ID, which ones are being affected, they can sort of send the repair team to those addresses and find the problem. It could be anything from a database that has gotten damaged to because maybe a hard drive failure or whatever. If it's a hard drive failure, of course, it's going to be a little more hard to fix it, because then they have to go back and pull up the tapes. Of course, they probably have RAID, maybe RAID 6 or maybe RAID 7, or some other type of redundant database, so they can check it and fix it. Doesn't take them too long to do underwear, so it's good. A few more to do. So it's just an example of what happens when modern computer systems fail. It can cripple entire networks. And now, in the last few weeks, we've been talking about the AI stuff and the 3I Atlas and what's going on with the different space events. Did you know that Donald Trump's is very proud to announce he reduced the deficit by $4 trillion with the new changes to the tariff system. And so he is, of course, very proud of the savings and money that he's made. He's also proud that he managed to get Jerome Powell to kind of finally relent and give a interest rate reduction by 50 basis points. I don't know what a basis point is. If it came up and called me aunt and then slapped me in the face, but I just know is that any kind of reduction in the interest rate is going to be very important for selling and buying. For sellers, that means that they're going to be getting access to more people coming in to buy products because the customers feel like spending money, especially in the home markets. In the case of the other things, it also means people great stream idea, Michelle. Well, let's go. So we have 19 people on here right now, which is want to say welcome. Thank you all. So I had a good morning show. We lost 5 subs, so we're back down to 10,870. Some of those subs may have left because, well, there is a lot of churn anyway. I guess it could be in anything. Maybe it's because they didn't get the kind of rise that they wanted out of the channel. I don't know. You know, the channel isn't really do anything overall exciting. It's just an everyday channel. This is just kind of an informal. I get a chance to speak, you get a chance to speak, and I get a chance to speak, I get a chance to read your chats, like right now. For example, hi Brittle Soul, hi Brain Dead, hi Chris Poe, Aaron, Putty Cat, who else is here? Right now it's the only ones that are here. It's just Hammer and Nails, welcome. Krista's here. Thank you for being here. Yeah, it's just kind of weird because all the stuff that's going on. for Friday, Chris Bliss wants to take me noodles out for a Japanese barbecue, and that should be interesting. And also, we're going to be experiencing a chance to try Japanese food. And the morning show was good today. We had a good show. It wasn't as upsetting as yesterday, which was just a bit on the, moderate on the Michelle upset scale. It wasn't extreme, it wasn't severe, but I think part of the reason is because I was very clear that I dropped the hammer like right there on the spot and not allow it to further deteriorate yesterday. However, we do know that there are some people on my channel that should be aware that the eye of Sauron is watching you, which means, or more like the Virgo eye of Michelle is watching you. So we're gonna see what's going on and watch for instigators. You will not be informed if you are demodded or not. You will just be demodded, and that's it. No surprises. But just be aware that it's not something I would normally do on a regular basis. But if I sense that the people that I've entrusted to have moderation wrenches are creating problems, they have to be dealt with, okay? The same is true in Discord. Bergs on Discord lost his verified user status because he was trying to upset Bradley, and so Bergs no longer is a verified viewer on Discord. And the same will be done here as we go through and make sure to keep this place a pleasant, happy place for all people to be part of. Let's see. Who created drama? Oh, Stan CT yesterday started creating drama. You know, Stan works in the legal department, and he thinks that he can be a heavy and try to make me sound horrible so he can try to allegedly try to file papers against me. This is just an example of the kind of stuff that is just not acceptable to anybody here. We don't want that. You know, so I don't know why Stan CT keeps doing this. We covered that this morning. I don't really want to get into it right now. I'm doing fine, Krista. How are you doing? Gaming Fury, how you doing? 24 watching right now. So if you, by the way, if you try to go access my old videos and you find out that you can't access all of them, it seems to be specifically the YouTube Studio. I don't know if it affects the viewer side of things. But if you can't access all the videos on my channel, let YouTube know, okay? Because it may affect the viewers as well as the content creators. Okay? Now, I haven't gone through and checked out everybody else's channel yet. But, see what happens. Let's see. Okay, that's all you can do, right? Really, all you can do. Hang on the best you can. But, so, what would it be like, if, and we did talk about this last Thursday, I think I want to just embellish this a little more IRL. Now, we talked about the story, but we never explained how would I react IRL if ET started knocking on my door. Oh, first of all, depending on how the demeanor and the personality, it could go one of two ways. Number one, I could just basically flee and run the other way. At least try to anyway. Number two, if they're benevolent and they're able to talk to me and peer friendly, I would be more than willing to take the time to talk with them and to learn more about what's going on. And while we all talk about jokes about aliens clapping your cheeks and all that, and probes and butts and everything, let's just say it this way. If the ETs seem friendly enough and wanted to invite me to the ship, I would be more than willing to go, because this would be a major, major thing for me. We would actually be able to recover it on YouTube. Maybe not necessarily be able to do it live, because depending on how much the ATs are connected into Starlink or some other internet satellite, I don't know if we'd be able to stream from the ship. But let's just say we could. If we could stream from the ship, I definitely would like to up one on Noodles. Because he says, what's that? Saving New York, live in New York, NYC, living in NYC, whatever. I think a stream called Surviving ET Spacecraft Live would probably get a lot more views than him just driving around in his car. But my channel go viral? Oh, that's a good question. But there's a new feature. It's called Hype. Hype. Now, let me explain Hype, because this is only on mobile at this point. If you're watching this on your desktop, I do not know if you can access Hype. So basically what it is, it's kind of like a thumbs up, or more like an ecstatic thumbs up, where you really, really are hyped up on a video. So the way I see it accessed is you would access it using, I don't think I have it on my tablet here, I might. It's more for videos, I don't know for live streams. But if you are watching the show on a video and you flick over where the chat is on your phone, fit, you might see there's two dots, maybe three. One of the dots is going to be possibly the ask, and the other one is going to be called Hype. Now, in the case of my phone here, on my tablet here, I don't see a Hype button on this live stream. That doesn't mean that there may not be one. It's just, I don't see it, okay? So, if you see the Hype button, click it. It will help to recommend to the YouTube algorithm the channel, and will, knowing YouTube, they probably will have a dishype button someday. Let's hope not. Let's not hope they make the same mistake they did with the dislike button. A dishype button. That sounds like something YouTube would do. They got me scared. Well, what's wrong with just unhyping? Just unhyping a video. That would count as a dishype. Same thing with the like versus dislike buttons. But of course, the difference is that in the case of like dislikes, that is more of a tool for viewers to determine if a channel is popular or not, or a video is popular or not. Or at least that was originally the intent, was for the likes and dislikes for the content creator to know if the video had support. It was like a percentage of people that voted. It was like a voting button. Single question voting, that was what it really was originally. Hello, CB, how you doing? I know you always said hi, just saying hi again. So Rusty is fine. I just saw him walk by. He's in the house. He's going out, chilling out, chillaxing. So, I mean, I'm sorry that I was late, because like I said, with the issue with what's going on in YouTube Studio, is I didn't know what's going on. I want to show you what's going on with YouTube Studio real quick here, just so you understand this. So I'm gonna go into the YouTube Studio. I haven't tried it on my tablet yet. All right. So I'm gonna go to. I'm gonna go to content. This is where the problems are. And I'm gonna pick up the videos. Now I don't know if they fixed it or not. I don't know. So I'm gonna just play her videos here, and you will see. Right now it looks like it's fixed. For videos anyway. I don't know, but for the lives. Let me go to the live streams and pull up lives and see if it's fixed, because that's where I noticed the issue really, really bad. So let me go to the lives, and it looks like it's working right now. Yeah, they may have gotten it fixed. Well, that's good. That's good. So this morning, by the way, since I have the numbers right in front of me, 182 views this morning, 12 likes. Yesterday's crazy stream, 179 views, 13 likes, 0 comments. And 2 days ago, which was Saturday, we had 253 views, 17 likes, and 1 comment. So I think for now, it looks like they got it fixed. So yeah, it looks like they may have gotten it fixed. It's hard to say right now. No, we're going to eat. We're going to West Hartford for a Japanese barbecue with Chris Bliss and Doodles, not New York. Oh, speaking of the violin, I'm still looking into buying that one. Nothing else is here right now. As far as moving out of this state and why I want to get out of this state. If you live on the East Coast, particularly the coastal East Coast, there's a couple of things that you will run into in most all the states. These states are extremely expensive. They are extremely liberal and are financially inhospitable for people in fixed incomes. Okay? So which means that if you are in fixed income because of disability and you're not a liberal and you don't have family or friends to help you financially and times are tough, there's a good chance that something can go awry. You could end up homeless. The minute you end up homeless, you will not be entitled to any support services because, as Krista told me, if you're staying in a motel, hotel, you are not considered unhoused, which is kind of true because you wouldn't be. Been about $1,000+ a month to stay in a hotel. The average person can't afford it. All right. I'm not talking about no Hilton here. We're talking about the cheapest, slimiest, scummiest hotel. Maybe $1,000 a month if you're lucky. Maybe $1,200. So about the price of an apartment. I'm a Republican, but I'm actually more of a moderate Republican, so I'm kind of in the purple party. I realize that the state has got to be too expensive for me to stay. So one of the things that I said is, I need to buy the state for my older age, for my dotage, that would not be so hard on my body. One that is got the support services I need while still providing lower cost of living, or I can keep my independence. And so me and ChatGPT and a few other real estate channels have said Kentucky. Kentucky is a mixed bag. It's a huge state, but it's also a mixed bag because of the fact that you have different areas of Kentucky. There's lots of rural areas in the hollers. The poor, it used to be a coal mining state. Same thing with Virginia. So unfortunately, a lot of people don't have jobs. Economy is kind of squishy, and but they want to try to improve that. Looking at the cities that are, one, have accessibility to the services I need, that are affordable, don't cost me an arm and leg. I can't say the same about moving there, but yeah, that's a one-time deal. Paducah came up. Now, Paducah is a tourist area, but in a way, that's an advantage because there would be jobs in tourism. You could get a job, say, running any of the tourist attractions. We made a reasonable goal. We said we're going to start researching into renting an apartment and see if we can move there next year and try to establish ourselves in Kentucky. They pay the Medicare Part B premiums under qualified Medicare beneficiaries like Connecticut does under the QMB, which means I'm not going to get slammed with a $300 or $280 or whatever dollar a month Medicare premium. Okay, that's good. Food stamps, that might be a bit messy. But I need to go where the costs are lower. Someone said, well, what about moving into another place in Connecticut? At $1,200 a month for a lowest cost apartment, and I know you can get them for under $1,000 if you really, really want to go look and I want to live in the same place I'm already living without the convenience of heat and hot water and clothes, which I do get for the $1,000 a month. So I do got that as a plus here. It's just I have to go with where I can afford it. People talk about people living outside of their means. Well, that also means housing too. If you only get $1,624 a month and you're paying $1,000 a month rent, that is $624 that goes for utility bills, groceries, everyday expenses, and utility bills. Okay? That ain't a lot. I'm not even talking about the YouTube money because that fluctuates so much. Some days, Some months I make a lot, some months I make very little. It's kind of like finesse. Sometimes life needs a little finesse, sometimes you need a lot. Well, in my case, it's more like YouTube income is like finesse hair conditioner. It's shampoo. Now you got a little bit one month, $300. Next month you might come up with 1,000, and then the month after that might come out with 200, or maybe even don't even meet the minimum of the 100. So you need to be aware of that. So that's why I talked about that. No, I just want to make sure you understood that. Well, Maryland is actually pretty expensive. Me and Bradley talked about Maryland. What's up, Michelle? Not much, says Jason. Iris, how you doing? Let me get caught up with some of the side chat here. Rusty's outside. No, not going to New York this weekend. Like and sub. Yeah, do check out the channel, guys. Cracker Barrel is going back to the old logo. I don't understand what is the story with Cracker Barrel and their policies. So, I'm not sure what to make any heads or tails of what that is all about. I've been to Cracker Barrel. I guess that counts or something. Okay. Kentucky sucks, Michelle. You need to stay closer to family. New Jersey is even more, is just as expensive because of the New York metropolitan area. Upstate New York might be, we did talk that with Golden Girl in Comedy Flow, upstate New York. That was discussed too. Upstate New York, the problem is, upstate New York is still not close, this is how close to my family. If that makes any sense. So it really is kind of hard to say if upstate New York is really the answer either. Parts of upstate New York have services I have. Other parts of it have even less than Connecticut has. Next thing you know, someone's going to say, well, let's go to rural Pennsylvania. Well, I could. But would I be able to get access to the services I need? That's the question that still remains. Also, we calculated out Minnesota has some advantages too, like Minneapolis. I know one person that lives in that area of Minnesota, but I don't know her very well, so I would have to talk to her more if I was to go. It's even further away than Kentucky. What about, I don't know, anyone else to go to? Eastern Massachusetts could be an advantage because we know that the city of Boston has a lot of programs for the through the Commission for the Blind, but unfortunately, depending where you are in the suburbs, it could become extremely expensive. And I don't have an answer if that's going to work either. So there's a lot of things we don't know yet. West Virginia. Oh, I know one person from West Virginia. Yeah, Megan Fox. Yes, but it's also Florida is very expensive too right now. No, these are not permanent ears because the permanent ones cost $64,000. These are removable ears. But I know a lot of people like my ears because they stand out and they look good in my hair, which makes sense that they do. I am a Blood Elf fan of the Cinderai, and also my Starseed nature. Uh, my Starseed ancestry also has ears like these, and so uh, these ears kind of, that's why they look like the ears I had in my uh, some of my prior lifetimes on the planets. Let's see. Yeah, these are latex. Yeah. You can get the ears from Aradoni Costumes. That's Aradoni Costumes in Tennessee. They're about 20, about $30 a pair with the light flesh tone. They'll custom paint them for you to whatever your skin tone is. But they have several flesh tones available, from very light like this to very dark to match your skin. And if you need custom made colors, they will make them custom for you as well. Coloring, paint them. It costs like $5 extra for the painting. So, yeah, they're available. And I wear these ears. I usually wear a pair for 3 months out of the year, and then I switch to another pair. Because by the third month, the ears start to look kind of beat up, and so about every year I pay by about $90 ears. More like 120. 120. Yeah. Okay. And then I use the prosthetic glue to hold onto my ears. The plastic surgeons will do these ears for $64,000, permanent ones, but they're very expensive, and they need a lot of skin for skin grafts and synthetic cartilage to be sure that they don't flop over like that of a beagle, like that. So they would have to put synthetic cartilage in there, or maybe a plastic core wire to keep them from falling. So, yeah. So Aradoni Costumes is the name of the company. Aradoni. These are the anime ears. ANIMI. Anime off elf ears. Speaking of control issues, we never did talk much about Patty. Oh, unfortunately, I'm not at the soundboard right now, so I can't make a clap. But when I mentioned Patty yesterday, and I don't really want to get into too much in the Patty situation because I don't know what the latest is with Patty right now. Just to say that me and Patty met many years ago at the soup kitchen, and she met me, she met Ed, she liked both of us, and she had been in and out of different apartments and having different issues with her life, and I liked her as a person. I thought she was decent. And then in like about 2019, we started kind of being more of a regular thing. But she did take advantage of me before then, so it was kind of weary. And then when I broke my kneecap, I had no place to go because I couldn't get up the 3 flights of stairs. So I called her from the emergency room. I explained what's going on. She said, fine, you could stay with me. The problem is that she didn't clarify that with her housing program. And she was at the risk of losing her housing when I was there. It was putting her under a lot of stress. So we stayed there together for 3 months. And, well, let's just say they were not really the best times of my life. Okay. Not only those, I dealing with the new fact that I had a broken kneecap, which I still have, to dealing with a control freak, to dealing with a woman that basically wanted to control every square inch of my life and wanted to kill little me. And basically, after she originally, she never liked little me. Little me, she was jealous of little me. She said, I'm going to find a way to get you drugs that's going to kill little me so I can have you for me. And I'm like, the hell you are. Because I saw what was going on. There was actually jealousy between her and little me for some reason. So, quietly, we wanted to go back to my own apartment. So I was working my way to try to get myself walking good enough to get back upstairs again. And finally, we asked some other guy, we said, hey, you know, we got to get out of here. And on February 11th, on my Lummy's birthday, Mother Asna gave us just the opportunity to do so. And she said, you're going to the Winstead today. Get on the bus. Don't come back. And that's exactly what we did. We got on the bus, went to Winstead, and I got there because I really felt the melancholy of being in my home and how I missed it. And I told her I'm not moving back with her. And she threw a temper tantrum, and she got all upset and angry. And then she arranged to get all my stuff back here. She said, as far as I'm concerned, you're dead to me. That's what she pretty much said. I worked with my landlord and his wife to work off the back rent and get current, and I got current, and I've been here since February 11th, 2020. So that's the reason why I had to get out of there, because she was doing to me what someone else was doing to Brad, and I kind of doing what she's up to now. She is about 9 years older than me, so something tells me she's probably not doing well, more than likely. But I don't talk to her, I don't text her, I don't call her, I don't deal with her anymore. I just stay away from her. And so that's why I don't discuss it with her. Say what? Who the hell is that? What is this content? Who are you? I don't know who you are. That sounds something questionable. Yeah, that's the story about what happened with Patty DeMar. And so I wonder what would happen if I had stayed around there. I probably would have been homeless too. So, not exactly what I call the happiest thing to talk about, but just thought I would explain something about that. how that all transpired. It's not nothing I particularly wanted to discuss on my channel, but I mentioned it briefly about yesterday, but I didn't go into more detail about it. It was just a bad time. So, unfortunately, today is a good day to just chill out. I don't really have anything planned for today. Now, as far as let's just check in there. 25 views, no donations. Don't forget to tap the likes bar, guys. And well, I can't see. No, I don't have good eyesight. Sorry, I don't. I try. My heart's in the right place, but my eyesight ain't it. Who are you? Well, I can't see that well. No. I wish I had better eyesight, but I don't, so I just have to deal with what I got. So I don't really have much to share today. I just wanted to try to apologize that we were late because of the issue with diagnosing it with YouTube, what's going on with the database. And I kind of committed to doing the portrait stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Doesn't mean that I'm always going to have a lot to talk about. Okay? I'd love to have more stuff to cover, but it depends. The fact is that the nicer weather's coming up. We're going to be able to try to go out more. We're going to a Japanese restaurant on Friday, so we're going to have some Japanese barbecue, which I know really little about Japanese barbecue. And it depends on the type of trolls. Some are okay, some are just total doofuses. Well, not much more to say right now, guys. Just to say that I thank you all for coming tonight. And as far as the 3-eye atlas, if it indeed is an ET spacecraft, let's just hope they're friendly, okay? And if ET spacecraft spacemen want to talk with me, hang out with me, that'd be fine too. I just would like to meet up with the benevolent ones. I'd like to meet up with my Palladian brothers and sisters, and I know Lumia would like to hang out with her Arcturian brothers and sisters. She's also a starseed, but she's an Arcturian starseed. That's all I can tell you right now. I don't really have much more to say. Oh yes, the fact, like I said, that Donald Trump did make over $4 trillion in revenue from tariffs, and was able to get Jerome Powell to reduce interest rate. Then a woman named Cook, Susan Cook, I believe it was Susan Cook, from the Federal Reserve, has been ousted from the Federal Reserve. So there's a lot of changes going on good and bad, but I don't have all the details. But I will keep let you know what I find out when I do. But for now, I'm gonna let you go as I gotta use the bathroom and stuff. So for now, see you in the morning. Okay? Stay out of trouble. Bye bye.